Dear friends, now we are going to discuss the topic data collection methods. The topic comprised of objectives, difference between data, information, knowledge, wisdom, DIKW. Then we will discuss about qualitative and quantitative data, how to collect data, why should we collect data, then different types of variables, then what are the different types of variables like discrete, continuous variable, independent, dependent variables. Then we will discuss about moderating variables, intervening variables, extraneous variables, then how to measure the variables. Then we will also discuss how do we record the data. Let us start, because we by the end of this unit we will able to understand what is the concept of data and what are the types of data, and second one is the level of measurement, then different type of data collection methods, and then we will get the idea about case study method of data collection. What is data? What is information, knowledge, then wisdom, that is DIKW. Data is a series of disconnected facts and observation. It is symbol assigned to some discrete and objective facts about an event. Then when it is processed, that becomes information. Information is derived from data by identifying the relational connections attaching meaning to that particular data. Then when data becomes knowledge, knowledge is the deterministic process. It is the appropriate collection of information so that it is intended to be very much useful for the researcher, then it becomes a knowledge. Then knowledge, when it having some insight or depth of judgment, then it becomes wisdom. So here data, information, knowledge and wisdom, that flow chart you must be seeing here. Data, when it is analyzed and then cross referring and selecting, sorting and summarizing, then we are getting information. Then pattern of information when we are getting, and when we are giving some that we are working on that information and which gives some knowledge. Then knowledge, when it is an organized body of information that forms a basis of the kinds of insight and judgment which becomes wisdom. Then we should know how data is converted to information. So it includes 5 main processes, that is called 5C: condensation, contextualization, calculation, categorization, then correction. What is condensation? Condensation is that when items of data are with us, when we summarize the data into some concise form and unnecessary depth is we are eliminating the depth, then that is called condensation. Then what is contextualization? It is the purpose for collecting the data in the first place, which is to be understood. Then we are making some calculation data, we are processing the data, then aggregating the data in order to provide some useful information. Then we are categorizing the data in such a way that we are assigning a type of category to data to get a meaningful result from that, that is categorization. Then when we are processing the data, there we are removing some errors, that is called correction. Here you can see a figure where 5 kids are laughing, they are in a happy mood. There is a 5 means that is a quantitative data, but they are happy kids, that is a qualitative data. This is the difference between qualitative and quantitative information. That means not everything that counts can be counted. Here we shall discuss what do you mean by quantitative and qualitative data. What is quantitative data? The data that can be expressed in terms of numerical and can be measured are called quantitative data. So quantitative data, age of the farmers, education, number of adopters, number of beneficiaries, these are all quantitative data which can be easily analyzed through statistical test and from which we can draw the inference. Then comes our qualitative data. It is a description of quality to which some numbers we can assign. This may be nominal or categorical nature of type of measurement. Here most of the researchers they are using the qualitative data also. Qualitative data may be less reliable than quantitative data, but they gain in terms of validity, and accordingly it is being used in the different kinds of research. Suppose color of hair, texture of rice grain, then size of the rice grain, smell of the flower, these are all qualitative data. Then here question must be coming into your mind, what is the meaning of quantitative and qualitative data? Your quantitative data can be of 2 types. One is discrete data and another is continuous. Discrete data is that It is expressed in terms of integers like number of adopters. Here particular number we are getting, number of beneficiaries, number of tractors in the village available, age of the farmers, these are all discrete data. Then continuous data, how it is that age of the farmer, education, doses of fertilizer application in case land holding of the farmers or yield of the crop, they are all continuous data, because so many numbers we are getting, incomplete numbers we are not getting, because farmers age may be 15 years 5 months, or that yield of the rice may be 15 to 16 quintals per hectare. So these are some continuous data. Then this is the cycle of research process where we use the data and for which we collect the data, and it is the cycle of research process. Cycle of research process, it involves first to identify the problem, then second set of objectives, then accordingly we formulate hypothesis, fourth is finalize a suitable research design, then fifth is identify the variables pertaining to particular study, then we are collecting the data, then we are analyzing the data by some statistical tools, then we are generalizing the result. Then we will discuss about what is variable. Variable is a central idea in any research. Variables are the characteristics that can be observed, manipulated or controlled by the researcher. Suppose a characteristic has one value, then it is a constant. How? Gender. Suppose we are making a research and the sample is only comprising of male farmers only, then there is gender is a constant, that is not a variable, but if the sample comprising of both male and female, gender will be variable. So variable is a symbol to which numerals or values are assigned. Variable, it is a concept or characteristics that acquires varying values. There are two types of concepts that refer to a fixed phenomenon and some vary in quantity, intensity or amount, that is cost of cultivation. Suppose gender is a variable, I have already discussed, this is having two values when it is male or female, that is giving qualitative. Income is a variable, it can varies from 0 to billions of rupees, that is a quantitative variable. Then different types of variable we will discuss. The different types of variables are discrete and continuous variables, independent and dependent variables, then comes moderating variables, intervening variables, then extraneous variables. First of all, we will discuss discrete and continuous variable. This is on the basis of value, that may be finite value or infinite value. The variables that can take only one value like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9, 10, then it is called a discrete variable. If a discrete variable can hold only two values, then we can call it as a dichotomous variable. Suppose for example gender, male, female. Adoption cases, we are counting the number of adopters, number of those who are not adopting, then that in that case that is dichotomous variable. But continuous variable, it assumes any value, even fractions, any infinite number of values. For example, income, land holding, age, they are some of the continuous variables. Then comes independent and dependent variable. Here we are emphasizing upon the basis of cause and effect relationship. Independent variable becomes the cause and independent variable becomes the effective. So it is the presumed cause, it is the presumed effect. It gives stimulus, independent variable, it gives response, dependent variable, and it can be manipulated and it is a measured outcome, dependent variable. So the cause variables that force the effect are called independent variable. Generally we indicate it in the form of X, while the variable that is the effect of outcome of another variable is called dependent variable. Generally we indicate it in the form of Y. Now we will discuss about moderating variable. A moderating variable is a special type of independent variable which modifies the original relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. For example, you just see this chart, education as independent variable that causes the effect of adoption of technology. Similarly, income is another independent variable that is called moderating variable in this situation, which affect both education of the farmers and also affects the farmers' adoption of technology in the way that if income will be more, farmers' affordability to adopt that technology will be more. Then next comes intervening variables. Intervening variable, you just see this chart, it is a type of variable that appears in between independent and dependent variable. It intervenes the causal relationship of cause and effect. That intervening variable, here you just see type of family which is the independent variable having a effect of adoption of labor intensive technology. Means nuclear family requires less adoption of labor intensive technology, and if more adoption of labor intensive technology, and if a family is bigger family, joint family, they require less adoption of labor intensive technology. But in between, labor availability another independent variable. If type of family is the independent, then labor availability becomes an dependent. Joint family, labor availability will be more. If nuclear family is independent variable, the labor availability will be less. Then accordingly, it becomes an independent variable for the dependent variable adoption of labor intensive technology, that is called intervening variable. Here labor availability is the intervening variable. Then extraneous variable, these are all variables, those are independent variables, these are commonly happen in between the process of experimentation. Suppose in the process of effect of technology demonstration, we are making a study of effect of technology demonstration on the farmer's field. So in between so many factors are coming, interaction with the district officials, then your frequency of visit, or previous adapters, what are the previous adapters present there, and a lot of other variables like exposure to mass media, these are affecting the technology adoption in your situation. In that case, these are all unwarranted variables, and generally in the research, and these are being deliberately removed by using some suitable research design by the researcher. Then how to control this extraneous variable? There are some basic procedures to control the extraneous variable: randomization, elimination, additional independent variable, then matching, and then comes statistical control. Here randomization means random selection of any experimental unit or subject from the larger population, we can control the extraneous variable. If elimination, it is the process of choosing experimental units so that they become homogeneous as like the variables to be controlled. Then we can control the extraneous variable. By adding some additional independent variables also, we can control or eliminate extraneous variables. Then by matching, through which we can match the experimental units to the related dependent variables, thereby we are also controlling extraneous variables. Then some statistical analysis or statistical test techniques are there, through which we can also control the extraneous variable to remove the effect of these variables on the research. Then how to measure the variables? There are some sorts of procedures are there to measure the variables. First one is different levels of measurement. 4 numbers of measurement levels are there: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. These things already we have discussed in detail in another chapter. Then comes validity. Validity is concerned with the question where one is measuring what one intends to measure, that is called validity. Then comes reliability. Reliability deals with the accuracy and stability of measurement. Then how do we record the data? Generally two methods, generally field functionaries generally they are following two methods. One is by observing people, process, behavior, events and condition. So these processes generally we follow like observation, case study, projective techniques, and by interacting with the people regarding the various topics, regarding their practice, knowledge, like this. So there are some methods like interview and questionnaire method. Then collection of data. When we are doing collection of data, we first, after finalizing the objective study and research design, we do the collection of data. However, in that case we face quantitative, qualitative data and primary, secondary data. Quantitative data in the forms of numerals and amenable to statistical analysis. Qualitative data are the descriptive nature and that can be analyzed statistically on the basis of classification. Similarly, primary data, these are fresh data. They are being collected by the researcher through their different type of questionnaires. And secondary data, these are all researchers require secondary data relevant to their study if it is required by the researcher. Then collection of data having different type of factors are there, that depends upon the different type of factors like nature, scope, objectives of study, then availability of funds, of trained personnel, time factor, then precision, accuracy is required for the collection of data. So collection of data is that this is the flow diagram. Data, then it processed through different statistical tool, then it converts to information. So collection of data, how we are doing, from different sources we are doing, from different methods we are also collecting the data. Then from different sources, how we are from different sources we are collecting the data. First thing is existing information. Suppose records, reports, program documents, logs, journals, they are from existing information from which we are collecting the data. People also, we are involving different kinds of respondents. In that case, we are collecting data. Then pictorial records and observations also, we are collecting the data. Methods of, these are some methods of data collection, observation method, then survey method. Survey method includes interview and questionnaire, then case study method. In case of observation, generally what we follow, we are following some principle, what to observe, where and when to observe, then how much to infer when recording any type of observation. Observation methods are, here we are following structured observation and unstructured observation. When the observation is carefully defining units of observation, that is structured. When the observation is not having some well defined process, that is unstructured observation. Then participant observation, non-participant, when the researcher is remain as an insider and while observing the phenomenon, it is called participant observation. While researcher remain as an outsider, it becomes a non-participant observation. Then controlled and uncontrolled observation, when observation takes place according to some definite pre-arranged plan, that is control. When observation takes place without any specific natural condition or without any specific stimuli from outside, then it is called non-controlled observation. Then these are some of the observation method, advantages of observation method, you can very well follow these things. These are the limitation of observation, limited amount of information may be available, does not allow controlling the effect of extraneous factors. Then interview method. Interview method, generally we follow two types of interview method. Here we are preparing the questionnaires and we are making some interview, personal interview through the enumerator or through the interviewer, and other is we are preparing a questionnaire or sending to the respondents through mail or through post, and we are collecting the information. These are the some of the personal interview, paper, pencil interviewing, computer assisted personal interviewing, electronic interactive media you are using for interviewing also. These are the questionnaire method. In questionnaire method, these are some computer assisted self interviewing questionnaire method and computerized self administered questionnaire method. This is filled up by the respondents only, by themselves only. This is called mail survey. So the success of an interview method depends upon the honesty, competency of the enumerator, but in case of questionnaire, it depends on the quality of the questionnaire itself. Then type of interview, it may be a structured interview when they are having a structural questionnaire, structural questions, and they can be amenable to a statistical analysis, that is called structured interview. Unstructured, and which is very much less amenable to statistical analysis, and it is only suitable for the exploratory and formulatory research studies, that is unstructured interview. Focused interview, here we are giving emphasis upon certain specific issues or occurrence or events, freedom of interviewer to decide the manner and sequence, that is called focus interview. It can be used in the action research studies. These are some of the guidelines for framing questionnaires. These guidelines needs to be followed by the interviewer or the researcher for framing the questions. They are the guidelines. And next is case study method. Any empirical inquiry that investigates a contemporary phenomenon which is having a real life context in relation to our research work, that is case study method. Here we are following these methods for conducting the case study: problem identification, design phase, prepare to collect the data, field data collection, data analysis. Now we have to conclude the topic. Now, under this topic we have covered so many things: how to make data, what is the difference between data, information, knowledge and wisdom, then different types of variables also we discussed, then we have also discussed how to measure the variables, how to record the data, what are the methods of data collection, interview method, questionnaire method. So we have dealt in detail and on this particular topic. If you have any doubt on this particular topic, you can refer the Manage website for this particular course. Thank you very much.